Welcome to this explainer. All right, let's dive straight in because, well, I've got a bit of tough love for you today, especially if you're an aging athlete, hitting that over 50 mark, and you are actively looking for real, sustainable strength. Look, a lot of us fall into this trap. We think we're building functional power just because we're moving heavy metal in the gym. But today, we're tearing down that illusion. We're going to completely ditch that standard gym starter pack mentality and instead focus on how to build actual, joint-protecting power using a movement you probably aren't doing nearly enough. I'm talking about the Pike Push-Up. There's a great quote from our sources. That machine is an expensive coat rack. And you know exactly the machine I'm talking about, right? You walk into the gym, you sit down in this shiny $1,000 seat, pull a pin, and press 100 pounds over your head. You feel strong. You feel like an absolute fitness rock star. But here's the blunt truth. Sitting down on a padded seat is a crutch. The machine is literally doing half the work for you by keeping your body completely stable. You are locked into this single guided path of motion, and that completely removes balance and coordination from the whole equation. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the stability lie. Second, mastering body weight control. Third, the ugly rep rule. Fourth, brain fatigue and rest. Fifth, nutrition and total recovery. And finally, number 6, the no excuse checklist. All right, part 1, the stability lie. So being locked into that single guided path of motion we just talked about, it creates a really dangerous illusion of strength. And this is particularly true for older athletes who desperately need their joints and their nervous system to stay sharp. The core distinction here is super important to grasp. Weights make you stronger at moving objects, but calisthenics, bodyweight training, make you stronger at moving yourself. And if you're an aging athlete, this difference is absolutely critical. Pushing heavy iron while sitting down just doesn't translate to the real-world coordination you need to stay agile and injury-free past age 50. Sure, machine shoulders might build some size, but honestly, they absolutely kill your coordination. Because here's the thing you've got to remember. In the real world, absolutely nothing keeps you stable. If you step off a curb wrong or you suddenly need to catch your balance, there is no $1,000 padded seat there to magically lock your spine into place. Think about it. If you can't control your own body weight moving through space with precision, you are literally only training half your strength. And worse, you're missing the half that actually matters for your longevity. Which brings us to part 2, mastering body weight control. To fix this massive lack of real-world stability, the solution is to force your entire body to work as one perfectly connected unit. This is exactly how you protect your ligaments and your tendons for the long haul. And it brilliantly illustrates the direct replacement for that seated overhead press, the Pike Push-Up. I want you to think of this as a mandatory mini handstand push-up. Here's how you set it up. First, you get into a downward dog position on the floor. Next, you walk your feet closer to your hands. This increases that vertical angle. And finally, keeping your elbows tucked in tightly, you press your head toward the floor. Because you're inverted, your whole body has to work together. It demands precision, ankle mobility, and massive nervous system engagement. You're overloading the muscle simply by changing angles and letting physics make the movement way harder. But listen, you've really got to pay attention to your form here. Don't become a broken bridge with sagging hips. You absolutely must brace your core. Unlike a machine where you can easily brute force a completely terrible rep without any immediate consequences, a sagging core in calisthenics means you are leaking energy. And when that happens, the entire movement just falls apart. Now, if you struggle with this initially, hey, drop your ego. Seriously, just start with high-rep wall push-ups to practice the motion before you ever even move to the floor. Let's move on to part 3, the ugly rep rule. We really need to shift our philosophy on muscle growth here, and we need to talk about the perfect form trap. This is a trap that leaves so many people just accumulating useless junk volume. Have you heard of RIR? It stands for reps in reserve. Basically, it's the number of repetitions you have left in the tank before you absolutely hit failure. Research shows that the sweet spot, the most effective range for optimal growth, is stopping when you have only 1 to 2 reps left in the tank. If you knock out 10 pretty reps, feel your shoulder blade shift slightly, and instantly quit, you're stopping way too early. The very best indicator that you are actually in the growth zone is an involuntary reduction in your muscle contraction speed. Like, you literally cannot push as fast as you did on rep 1, no matter how hard you try. You really need to embrace what the sources call the shaking coffee table feeling. Here is the golden rule for a truly great set. You keep strict, perfect form for the first 8 to 10 reps. But on those last 1 or 2 reps, it is completely okay to allow a slight kip or just a bit of minor body English, provided you are staying safe, of course. Those final, slightly ugly reps are the exact stimulus that sends the signal to your aging body, telling it to adapt, fortify, and grow. That's where the magic happens. All right, part 4, brain fatigue and rest. Let's expose what actually happens between your sets when you transition from physical exertion to the hidden dangers lurking in your rest periods. 15%. That is exactly how much of your gains you kill when you finish a set and immediately grab your phone to scroll. Crazy, right? According to a 2016 study detailed in our sources, texting or scrolling during your rest periods creates what they call a dual tasking event. Basically, it splits your brain's capacity, leading to rapid mental fatigue. And that measurably impairs your physical strength on the very next set. You're literally making yourself weaker by looking at your phone. Think about your body's energy currency for a second, the ATP-CP system. If you rush right back into a heavy set after just 60 seconds, your muscles are only recharged to about 70% capacity. You actually need 3 to 5 full minutes to reach 100% recharge for heavy lifting. If you cut your rest short, you aren't training harder, you're just doing really poorly executed circuit training, and we don't want that. So the actionable fix here is super simple. Swap the scroll for mental rehearsal. Instead of frying your dopamine receptors with short-form videos between every single set, sit down, breathe, and actually visualize the next set. Prime the exact neural pathways your brain is about to use to push your body weight off the floor. It's a total game changer. Moving to part 5, nutrition and total recovery. We have to look beyond the gym floor for a minute, because how you design your environment and manage your recovery dictates 100% of your results. And the brutal truth is that willpower is a finite resource. If you have to sit there and resist junk food in your pantry all day long, by dinner, your willpower is totally broke. So you have to design your environment like a psychopath. Throw out the junk entirely. Seriously, just get rid of it. If it's not there, you can't fail. Instead, stock up on the basics. Greek yogurt, bananas, eggs. Make sure you hit your protein goals, because otherwise you're just going to be a skinny person who happens to be really good at push-ups. Oh, and don't forget to reset your master biological clock, your suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, by getting outside for some 6 a.m. sunlight. That is huge for aiding your baseline cellular recovery. Now, the source material also highlights an interesting nutritional supplement called MyoPure, made by a company called Timeline. It's a supplement specifically designed to clean out damaged mitochondria at the cellular level. The source claims this can actually increase muscle strength by up to 12%, without you even changing a single thing about your workout. But hey, whether you decide to explore supplements or you just want to stick strictly to whole foods, the core point remains exactly the same. Total recovery is non-negotiable. And that brings us to our final section, part 6, the no excuse checklist. Let's bring this all together into a concrete, BS-free action plan that absolutely proves you do not need a $5,000 home gym or some expensive membership to build incredible fitness past 50. Here is your total training system mapped out. For equipment, you literally just need a chair, a bar, and the floor. For structure, run a push-pull legs or PPL split 3 to 4 times a week and swap that seated machine press for the Pike Push-Up we've been talking about. And for your cardio baseline, grab a weighted jump rope. That'll build coordination and heart health simultaneously, and just keep walking as your foundation. For the aging athlete, you've got to remember that real strength is moving through natural ranges of motion with your own body weight. It protects your joints, your tendons, and your nervous system by default. Which leaves us with one final, pretty important question to ponder. Are you going to stay comfortably on the machine, or are you ready to drop the crutches, get on the floor, and truly master your own body weight? I challenge you to go find out what your baseline Pike push-up count actually is. Struggle a little bit. It's really the only way you actually grow. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.